Continuing education is always part of being a model builder. You've always got to learn new tricks, learn new skills, and keep building your environment. Well, today we're going to take a look at a book that does just that. So, see you guys inside. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today, we are talking continuing education. Mike, continuing education, what does that mean? Well, getting into the hobby world and doing stuff in the hobby world like this, model building, 3D printing, any of that kind of stuff, it all ties together and is all a continuous learning experience. So what does that mean? Well, I'm really good at painting models. I don't need any more skills. Yeah, I bet you could. Because basically, as we keep going through, we look for faster ways to do things, we will look for easier ways to do things, and we look at what makes it look really good. Because honestly, that's what matters, is making a model look to where you are happy with it, or if you're doing this for customers, that you're happy to sell it. Now, one of the things that I use, now a lot of people come out to YouTube and stuff like that, and that's great, that's awesome. I'm a visual learner, I come out to YouTube to learn stuff too, but sometimes you got to break down and read. And today we are talking about a book written by one of my dear friends, Joe Hudson, in particular of painting military figures. Now, this book is centered around World War II figures, but in all honesty, the painting techniques apply to Warhammer, Imperial Guardsmen, all kinds of different eras, military. So this book is not limited to just World War II figures. The techniques work across multiple. Now, the colors he used, that may not work on my Imperial Guard, but the way he created the colors works on almost anything that I'm going to do within the military realm. So sci-fi soldiers, all that kind of stuff, this stuff applies. And this is from Fine Scalar Model. The book is called Modeling Military Figures. And he wrote this book. It is just now coming out. And let me tell you guys, when it comes to a lot of these books, the techniques are there. Everything he used is in there. And quite frankly, just the how to step by step, it's there. A lot of books and videos and stuff that I go out there and I watch, I get kind of disappointed that basically when I look at something, oh, here's what we're going to do today. Oh, here, we're done. Well, how'd you do it? You didn't tell me. That's why I'm here. I want to learn how you did this. And that gets to be a frustration point when I watch a 10 or 12 minute YouTube video and I didn't see any of the process. Well, Joe takes you through the process. We're going to hop over to the desk and we're going to look at a couple pages out of this book to basically show you the process. So we're going to show you excerpts. I'm not going to show you the whole book. So just, you got to go buy the book. And just so you know, link is down in the description below. And if you're interested in content and me reviewing stuff like this, definitely make sure if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you got questions, definitely ask the questions. I want to know. And also, you know, reach out. Joe's an awesome guy. He has taught me a bunch. He is a mentor of mine and has been helping me to increase my game on painting models for over the last year. So he has definitely been a good friend of mine since we met in St. Louis. So I hope you guys enjoy the excerpts. We're going to hop over to the desk. We're going to look at some of these pages. And yeah, I'm really excited to share some of the stuff with you and hope you go out there and support Joe and pick up the book. Again, the link is down in the description below. Let's hop over to that desk.
All right, guys, so we're at the desk. So like I said, this book is very much geared towards not only the model builder, but also geared towards the 3D printer as well, because the concepts after your model is printed, whether FDM and resin, the paint concepts are still the same. And that's what this book focuses on. Now, it touches on building models and stuff like that, but you also got to keep in mind that this is mainly a lot of a painting guide, but it also deals with dioramas and different stuff like that, which you guys have seen on both of these channels. So kind of keep that in mind. All right. So here's the book itself. Modeling Miniature Figures by Joe Hudson. Now, Joe Hudson is a very good friend of mine. He is a mentor of mine. He has taught me so much about painting that it's not even funny. I don't know how this man knows everything he knows. He is very skilled, very experienced. And one of the things that I will definitely say about him is, even though he has written this book, he is always looking for new ways to paint himself. He's always looking at continuing the education of being a better painter. And that's one of the things that inspires me a lot too, is you've got to be better. And one of the sayings that I go by every day is I got to be 1% better than I was yesterday. And looking at this book, if I read a page a day, I'm easily going to get that. So this is a signed copy that he sent me. Very thankful for you sending me the copy, Joe, if you're watching this video. But he breaks down the concepts into 11 different chapters on how to go about this, whether it's painting equipment, a whole chapter just about the tools, the palettes, the paints, the thinners, the primers, the paint brushes, all that stuff that he does and uses is all talked about right in this book. So basically and I love this. Basically, I mean, he takes you from pulling it off the sprue to primer, paint. I mean, he shows every step right there as he goes through and demonstrates the step. This whole section right here is all about painting black. That's it. And everything that goes into it with purples, whites, grays, and all of that to make the different textures of the black. So he is taking you from completely from beginning. And you got to remember, these figures, they're little. They're teeny little guys. But the cool thing is, even from a bust like this to a miniature figure like this, I mean, you can see that's a dime in front of that soldier right there. It's a dime. That's how little these guys are. To painting these soldiers to extreme detail. I loved the Jeep one. The Jeep one was one of my favorites. But also, he takes you through different concepts of not only painting leather coats, but also converting kits and rearranging parts and how to fill them and make them look correct. So he's taking model kits and making them look different than how they were intended to look and showing you how to do that. And one of the things I thought was really good about it is not only is he assembling the figures, he shows you every type of paint, thinner, brushes, and stuff that he used to do it. And also the tools that he used. And I'm sorry, I know my picture up there is blocking, but you can see all the tools that he recommends for doing this. From the wet palette to the sandpapers, to the knives, to the clippers, to even the little hand drill. And even the most surprising, the little hair dryer. The epoxy sculpts, the glazing putties, everything he used to take basically something on a sprue to paint in their eyes. I'm actually go back here to making it look like that. I mean, it's just amazing what he's managed to do with this book. There's a link to this book for Amazon in my description down below. I highly recommend getting this. I know fine scale modeler books are very good, very detailed. I've read several of them. I like his the best. I understand what he's doing. I'm an extremely visual learner myself, but also, you know, he's showing, here's what I do. But Joe has never hesitated, well, how do you do it? And looks at what you're doing and uses his knowledge to also improve a process that may be better than his, and how to turn that process into his. Over the last year and a half of knowing, I think it's a year and a half or 2 years now of knowing Joe, I've seen his paints go from these to eerily lifelike. And he applies it both to on-sprue miniatures to 3D prints. The painting concepts, once it's sanded and primed, are pretty much identical. You're going to paint how you paint. Now, painting on resin versus pressed plastic are very different. And I'll tell you guys, this is a model hop that I'm doing because I need a little bit of change. It's already kind of changed how I want to do this model and how I'm going to do it, because every time I did a cloak, it looks very flat. I read on how he's doing the leather jackets. I'm going to try to apply the same concept to this librarian's coat, and I'm taking it to a Warhammer army. So kind of, it's not just limited to the techniques and how he's doing these World War IIs and modifying the minis. It applies to almost any mini out there. Now, there's exceptions like, even the paint. There's not really even an exception if you think about it. Whether it's a Civil War mini, a Revolutionary War, a demonic character from Warhammer, the concept still applies, and the technique still applies. Whether it's World War II or it's science fiction or wherever. So one of the things that I said in this video is continuing education, and that's what this is. This is whether you're just starting the hobby or you've been a modeler for years, check out the book and read it. Trust me, you will pick up at least one new skill. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that like button for Joe and go down there and click on that Amazon link and check out Joe's book and definitely get yourself a copy. Because like I said, if you're trying to improve yourself at least 1% a day in your skill and your technique, this will help you for days. So thank you guys. If you've got a site or something that you're using to also make better models and paint better and different things like that, drop it down in the comments down below. I'd love to know where you guys are going to get your resources as well, because we're all growing and we're all adapting to what we're doing in this world and how we're making models and how this stuff works. So that's the one thing I want to create, especially on the miniatures and model channel, is we are all a team. We're all trying to be better and make really good models. So thank you guys. We'll catch you in the next video. I know this is going out both on Rise 3D and Rise of Miniatures and Models. So appreciate everybody. Make sure you're subscribed to both and hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you guys next time.